lie, some people tend to be confused as why I don't understand why you still don't want to
right.
be together. But you don't understand. The physical, as much as it's not a major factor, especially after 18 months to 2 years of constant communicating amongst each other, it's what got your attention to begin with. Like
right.
as much as we talk about we want a woman like this, or ladies talk about they want a guy like that, and all 9 yards. At the end of the day, the way that person looks play a factor. I've had a lot of friends. I have a lot of female friends, and the reason why I have a lot of female friends is because what they're looking for physically may not be me. I'm only a 5'10", 5'11" kind of guy. There's a lot of girls that I'm super cool with. We would probably be the best couple known to mankind if I wasn't already taken, but they had a height requirement for me. Some people want more of a light-skinned brother. Some people don't want to date black at all. They want anything but black. Okay? And I can understand that too, because we act like a nigger, we act like a nigger. So, but because we have such an emotional connection, we stayed friends. And a lot of these same friends I met via online. So, saying that every aspect of what happens online is bad, it's not. There are some good moments. There are some great moments. Match.com and eHarmony, these type of websites literally advertise about couples meeting and actually finding their soulmate. eHarmony's biggest thing is because the emotional aspect of online dating is so important, they make you do damn near 100-question survey.
Hell yeah, I remember I almost signed up for that back when I was single. And that's what turned me away. Because and the good thing about some dating sites, when you have sites like those, more quality, some of them do like photo verification, but you can lie about that too, though. But some of them do, they try to take that extra step to verify the person, like you said, 1,000 questions. But, yeah, that's what turned me off of that site.
Right, and those can, but here's the thing. Those type of sites have their purpose. Those are really for the people who are tired of the hook-me-ups, the dating scene.
Yeah.
And they want to narrow it down. They want to meet that special person. Some people use dating sites to not only say, hey, I want to find a mate, but they don't want to go through the whole entire hustle and bustle of trying to give every single guy or every single girl a chance, and it'd be a waste of their time because their time is very precious. So at least with the dating websites, when they have a narrowed down search for you, and it's like, hey, these 8 guys are about the closest we can get to what you want. Okay? That's 8 guys that they had. That's only 8 guys compared to you could have been in the bar and there's 100 different guys. Now you got a lot to choose from, and the sad part is all 100 of them could not be anywhere near what you want. Okay? So, no big deal. I can understand that. But, story time, Tasha. Okay? One of the things I definitely have to bring up is I got catfished, and I wasn't even trying to get to know this person. Okay? Once again, my friend's next door. Okay? He has a younger brother, and I had a younger cousin who stayed with me, who too was like a little brother to me. They want to be like us, so they would emulate things we would do. So when they realized me and my friend we'll be on websites, and we'll actually get to meet these girls. Conversation was good. They'll come over. We'll hang out with them, the whole 9 yards. And they started seeing, like, we were getting quality girls. Like, these were not no ugly chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wasn't lying about what we were doing, because at the time we were doing great. You know, we were both assistant managers to managers in waiting at Radio Shack. We both had cars. We both was about to get our own apartment. We was going to be roommates. You know what I'm saying? We had money in our pocket. So we were doing very, very well, successfully. So, of course, you're going to get some girls, because, we're only about, 21, 22 at the time. So, think about it. If you meet a guy who legitimately, hard-workingly is bringing home anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 every paycheck, that's going to be a guy you want to get with just off the fact that, he has money, so he can treat me nice. But then when they got to know us as individuals, it's like, and he's a sweetheart. Yes, this is a winner.
Right.
Let me get with him. The younger ones, the second generation, didn't understand that that's what all was in it. So they did their very first time inviting some girls over by the house. But my cousin, instead of being himself, used me. Okay? He used my name. He used my identity. He just literally pretended to be me the whole time. So the girl goes onto the page, goes to the whatever page was out at that time, looks at my information, sees all this, is really into it. Now, he's talking to her via, like, Yahoo. Okay? So, people make up these crazy names. I forgot what my cousin's name was, like Platinum Devil or something like that, right? So it was something like that. It was childish. So he had this outlandish name. So it's like, oh, okay, he got a good job. His screen name is Platinum Devil. Woo, woo, woo. All right. So she come over here with her friends. Now me, I'm upstairs. I'm in my room. I'm like making music at the time. I don't know what was going on. My dad had just came home for lunch that day, and me and him is like talking some stuff. So some girl come knocking on the door. Big, hefty white woman. Like, this woman was bigger than the host of the Definitely Fresh show. And my boy Juan is not a small guy. Okay, he's a very round dude, and he's a tall dude. Okay,
yeah,
but this woman came to my house big like that. Swear to God, I thought it was a white Shaquille O'Neal at my door. Okay? And then she had like these 4 scraggly little kids with her. Like, they ranged from like 12 to like 6. And they were black.
The kids with her, really?
Yeah, they were black kids too. And they just looked as poor as ever. So Dad went to the door and like talked to her and said, Tony, some girl out here for you. So I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, okay, now I talked to such and such today. She wasn't coming through. Such and such wasn't coming through. And Teresa was at work. So I knew this couldn't be nobody I had come over. And I look at it, I was like, I don't know these girls. So my dad is really like, dog, you got these girls all the way over here. You gonna take, So I'm sitting here like, so my dad is sitting here looking at me like, the fuck you doing, dog? Like, who is this? Like, he's like more so like, who is this girl? Like, who do you have over to my house? I'm sitting like, I don't know this woman. I ain't never seen her in my life. Why is I here? Blah, 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 blah. So she calls me, and she's like, well, yeah, I called you earlier, said I was coming through. Carlos said that you was going to be at the house, so he just told me to come on through, and you'll be here because you're going to be waiting for me. What? Oh, shit. So I'm sitting there like, Carlos, like, I was like, I want to knock this nigga smooth out. So I'm like, because he had just left the house. Okay, so he went next door. So let me go get Carlos for you. So let me go over here and get Carlos for you. So I'm getting ready to try to leave to go get Carlos. And my dad is like, you ain't going nowhere. This girl over here for you. You gonna entertain her company. Blah 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 blah. So we end up going upstairs. So I was like, okay, so what did you want? He's like, yeah, he said you was gonna make me some. You said you was gonna make me some CDs and whatnot. I was like, okay, let me get up here. Let me make these CDs for this girl and get her the fuck out my house ASAP, right? So I'm like trying to come up with all these different reasons to get her and like just try to get this CD. So we all upstairs. We sitting in my room because my room was pretty big. It was like a small little studio apartment. So I had a nice space with this. So everybody's sitting up there, and then she started getting on my computer. She starts playing with my music. She's like, ooh, I like this song. So she turned on some freaky song. So she started dancing on the door, all provocative, and her 12-year-old started trying to have a booty shaking contest. And I'm like, ugh, So like, the computer I had is an older computer, so it didn't burn CDs as fast as they do now. Like, you can put a CD in now, 3 minutes later, that CD done.
Right.
It's not even 3 minutes, depending on your computer. Back then, it would take like 10, 15 minutes to burn a CD, and I had to do 3 of them. So I'm like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, I need this girl to get out of here. I came up with some lie that, like, I didn't have the other song. My fault. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have them burn, and I'm going to bring them to you, so it's going to take me a while to download them. Plus, I got to get ready for work, so I don't even know why Carlos told you to come through, because, I got to be at work in a few, so I need to go jump in the shit. Like, I'm, like, literally trying to kick this girl out the house. I walked to the bus stop because my dad made me walk to the bus stop till the bus came. So I'm on the bus stop like, okay, yeah, get off me. She's like, she wanted a hug and all that kind of stuff. Like, no, I don't hug. I ain't took no shower yet, so I don't want you hugging on me. I stink. No, you don't want to hug on me. Like, I'm all kind of excuses and everything. So they finally get on the bus. I run to the house, right? and I don't even go to my house. I go straight to my boy's house, and I was like, Carlos, what the fuck you got this? Like his mom, like my friend's mom was in the kitchen, and I'm sitting here like cussing my little cousin out to the highest level because of this situation, and he gonna tell me, oh, I'm sorry, dog. Like, I wanted to see what she looked like, but I didn't know how to do it, so I told her I was you, so we could see what she looked like from here. So if she was cold, y'all was gonna jump on it. Y'all was gonna try to come over, and it's like, oh no, dog, I'm not Tony. I'm Carlos, but that was me. No, dog, you fucked up. You would have fucked up either way it goes. I'm pissed at you. Like I was mad at dude, dog. I was
right.
highly upset at dude, and to this day, I still have not forgiven him for that. Okay, that was like, no disrespect to Caucasian women and no disrespect to plump women. I just don't do both of those together. That is the number one combination off top that I will never date. I don't care how compatible we are, how much we like each other. I won't do it. I'm sorry. It's just a combination that just does not sit well with me. Because when I see a festively round white woman, I immediately think of the Pillsbury Doughboy and the Marshmallow Man, and I can't do it. Can't do it. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Because I'm the same. Even though I'm laughing over here, like, I don't discriminate against plump people, whatever. It's just the way Tone was saying it makes it really funny. Now, because and the thing is, like, we had a show last year about, preference. Everybody has a preference, so it's one of those things where some people are a little bit more defensive than others. But the whole thing is, everybody has a preference. Yours just happens to not be that.
You just happens to not be.
You can only respect it,
Right.
But what's crazy is, like, when it comes to the whole catfish situation. Or they say it got bamboozled or whatnot. But when it comes to, like, the online sites like Facebook and MySpace, the guys that I've met through those, like, in those situations, I've been kind of fortunate to where the guy will look like his picture. There have been some instances where, as far as, like, people have this whole lifestyle on the computer.
Right.
So, where the guy, that wouldn't be his everyday lifestyle. I have had that happen. But my more so catfish situation where it was just bamboozled goes back to the whole phone chat line dating thing, because you can't see the person, you don't know what they really got. They can have any type of thing. But what you were talking about, which is very similar to yours, about your cousin using your image to meet somebody, this happened to me, like, my 8th grade year. Yeah, I was in the 8th grade. Check it out. That's
you was a
before
managed
the online. No, see, this wasn't me doing anything. This is me. This chick, she was new to the school, and she kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way out the gate. But, me and her ended up being cool. I said, okay, I'll introduce her to people, show her around the school. We were cool for a minute, and then we fell out. I can't remember how we even fell out. I think she was trying to talk to some guy that I was dating at the time, and we, came at odds. And the crazy thing was, she lived down the street from me at the time. I was staying with my grandmother. She lived up the street. So when we fell out, we didn't talk to each other, nothing. Well, one day I'm at home. My granny and my mom is there. It's like a summer day, so my granny always had the main front door open. And this car pulls up. Never forget, it was a white, old-school Cadillac pulled up. It's like 2 dudes in the car. And they asked for me. So my mom comes and get me out the room, and she was like, yeah, these dudes out in the car out front is asking for you. So I'm like, dudes in the Cadillac? Who are these dudes, So I go outside to the car, and I'm like, yeah, what's up? And they're like, they said my name, but then I'm like, okay, I don't know you. And they was like, oh, yeah, the thing was, she used my name, but she used her physical description. So they was like, oh, she said she built like this, she this and that. So I started putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I said, y'all didn't speak to me on the phone about meeting or doing anything. So I told them, I said, y'all looking for so-and-so. She lives down the street in such and such apartment. So the next day at school, I confronted her about it. We get into it in the hallway. They break it up. We got to go into the classroom and talk about it to the they had a little mediation thing, and I brought it up then.